Welcome to the deep dive. Phew. If you're like me, you are really feeling this summer heat right now. It is sweltering. But what if I told you this crazy heat isn't just, making us uncomfortable? It's actually heating up parts of the stock market. Today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, how a real world thing like this intense heat wave can directly move specific stock sectors. We're looking at recent market reports, some analyst insights from this July 2025. Our mission: figure out what's really driving these market shifts.
That's right. And the context here is pretty critical. This isn't just your average summer heat. It hit early and it hit hard. Our sources point out the first heat wave warning came, 18 days earlier than last year?
18 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Seoul, it just recorded its hottest early July in, I think, 118 years. That kind of intensity, well, it definitely sets the stage for some big market reactions. Faster than usual, maybe.
Okay, let's get into it then. The general picture seems clear enough. Cooling appliance stocks, power utility stocks, they're performing really well as this heat wave digs in. But where does it get really interesting here?
Well, what's fascinating is just how direct and measurable the response is. If you look at specific companies, the cooling appliance guys are, well, they're definitely feeling the heat in a good way. So take Paceco, that's ticker 037070. They're basically the pioneers domestically for window air conditioners, big market share,
Right, Paseco.
their stock. It jumped 13.31% between June and July 25th, went from about 7,001 right up to 8,001.
And compared to the market overall.
That's the thing. It significantly beat the KOZ8Q index, which only rose about 10.3% in the same time frame. So investors are clearly betting on, way more AC sales
Yeah.
and fast.
Makes sense. Hot weather, people buy ACs. But you mentioned ripple effects. It's usually not just the obvious players, right? What else is moving because of this?
Exactly. And that's where it gets layered. The demand ripples through the whole supply chain and definitely hits supporting industries, especially the power sector. Think about Husum, ticker 093370. They make the refrigerant gas for air conditioners.
Ah, okay. The stuff that actually makes it cold.
Precisely. Their stock climbed 14.01% in that same June to July period, from roughly 4,201 to 4,801. It shows that upstream impact really clearly.
So, AC makers need more gas. Husong's stock goes up. Got it.
And it doesn't stop there. The power sector itself is under immense pressure. You've got surging demand. Look at GridWiz 453, 450. They specialize in managing power demand. Their stock jumped 7.6% just on July 24th alone, almost to 22,001.
Just in one day.
Just one day. And then there's Jerry Young Electric 033100. They make transformers, other power grid equipment. They saw a huge surge, 17.61% between June and July 24th, from about 32,601 up to 38,401.
Wow, 17%. That's substantial.
It is. And the underlying reason is pretty clear. The power grid needs stabilizing, maybe even expanding, because everyone's cranking up the AC. It's a whole system feeling the strain.
So it's not just, flicking the switch at home. It's the entire infrastructure behind it working overtime. That's a massive shift in demand. Are analysts just reacting to this in the moment, or do they see this as maybe a longer trend?
That's a really important question. How sustained could this be? We saw some insight from Kang Yoon-hyun Young, an analyst at Hana Financial Investment. Their view was basically that these concerns about a really long, maybe record-breaking hot summer mean investors should be looking closely at a bunch of summer-related sectors.
Okay, so beyond just ACs and power.
Yeah, exactly. The analysts specifically mentioned power and cooling, of course, but also broader things. Think alcohol and ice cream, stuff people consume more when it's hot.
Interesting. So wider consumer behavior shifts too.
Right. The expectation is that these companies across these sectors are probably going to see pretty significant sales growth in Q2 and Q3. It's tied directly to this peak summer demand. It suggests, more than just a blip.
That really paints a picture, doesn't it? How connected everything is, the weather, how we live, our spending, and then the market reacting. So what does this all mean for you, trying to understand the economy and the markets day to day? It's like a perfect case study. A macro event, the weather, directly hitting micro-level companies and creating investment focus?
Absolutely. If you step back and look at the bigger picture, the key takeaway is how something like this heat waves, an environmental factor, it doesn't just nudge one thing. It sets off a chain reaction. It goes from the AC unit on the wall, back through the refrigerant supply chain, and all the way to the heavy-duty transformers managing the power grid. What we're seeing is this very direct, very measurable cause and effect. And analysts are already projecting it forward, suggesting these climate patterns are becoming, real-time economic drivers we have to watch.
And that leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? As you watch the world, watch the markets, beyond these immediate stock movements we talked about today, what could this signal about the maybe growing influence of climate on economies globally? How might this change how companies plan, how investors strategize, or even just our everyday consumer choices in the long run?
Definitely something to consider next time you check the temperature.